What up, what up? Bankroll Tim, bedded up. Check it out, y'all. Got the frame back from Powder Coat for the box Chevy. So, a couple of things I didn't notice about the frame because there was previous work done to it. As you can see right here, this was cut with a torch. And I know it had different bolts in here. I think one of them was the original spline bolt that was in here for the uppers. The frame came back in the rain, so some of the sand and metal that was laying on it kind of, left little rust-like looking marks. But anyways, that was like that. This side over here, you can see there's a wrinkle in the frame here, and like these dents that are right here. I know I filled it all in and stuff like that, but there was dents right here. So it's not that smooth, but this, I think the car was wrecked. But anyways, my notch is in there. Boom, this one, it's got a bump out right here. I have fixed these, which, it welded like shit. I mean, it's still penetrated, but you're not gonna see it. Fixed it where the body mount goes. I wasn't gonna sit here and take a ton of time to make it perfect because you're not gonna see it. The purpose of it being fixed is there. Got that coilover just setting up in there. About to put the control arms and shit on it. This side here, you can see, I don't know how much pressure the blasting of the sand blasting, but it took out a little bit. So I must have had it thin there. Like I said, I'm not hiding nothing from nobody. A little bit right here because it was on the edge. And who knows, maybe I missed it because the frame was on the car when I did all that. Again, this side, I put those washers in here, boom, cleaned it up, welded it up. Frame was pitted really bad. That's what all these dips are, this pit. So it didn't have holes or nothing in it, obviously. So when they blasted it, put all the ripples and stuff in it. Did some basic bracing to it. Got your ladder bar cross member, what that bar is. Tied into all that area to strengthen all that, because the weak spot when you narrow the frames or frame notch is this area right here, which, as you can see, good thing all that bracing's there. Again, it blew out, the sandblasting blew out some of the weld material, whatever, so it must have been thin. And when they blasted it, like I said, again, I don't know how much pressure the sandblasting does, or if you can adjust it. A couple little wrinkles right here. I really didn't notice before. I noticed a couple of them, but after it got powder coated. Again, that's something through the wheel you're gonna see. I mean, you're not really gonna see. You're not gonna pay attention to that. But none of that square-edged notches. They're rounded out in the back. You can see there's dirt on it because it came back in the rain. My weld's right here because I originally did it in the car, and then I remembered I was taking it off. But they're fully welded on both sides. They're not that pretty, but it's welded, it's penetrated. There's the housing, boom. Put my tag on it, bam. It's black. I know it's giving a look because the frame's right here. It's giving a look like it's like a dark burgundy or some shit maybe, but it's black, gloss black. The plates on the back, boom, plates on, tow hooks on the rear end, boom, which, it's shiny, so it's making the weld look, I don't know, whatever, it's penetrated. They couldn't do the tie rods, or they wanted them to do the tie rods, because those are the Moog ones, so they're raw material, and the center link. So I really wish they could have done that, but they said they couldn't because of the rubber boot and stuff like that, which obviously if you can take the rubber boot off, boom, boom, boom. Anyways, we're just gonna paint them. Really wanted to powder coat them, but paint them. So anyways, that's what's going on with the frame for the box Chevy. I gotta get it done, but I gotta get this Skylark out of here. Got the wheels on it. Got the rear end all done. Brake lines were previously on there, but it did not have the wheelwood brakes, so they went to the drums. Brand new disc brakes, brand new wheel wood. Got the undermount anti-roll. Got the cover. I'm not using these bolts. One thing about these covers, guys, you got the 2 different thread bolts. You got the standard and metric. Well, they're not really long enough And what I've seen with these covers is even if you use the washer that comes with it with the little rubber O-ring, you end up over tightening it to get it to seal, and they end up leaking through the threads anyways. So always put silicone on your bolt when you put it in. I actually sent my kid to the store to get some black grade 8, or excuse me, gold grade 8 bolts, which are 5/16, and we're running them 1.5 inches. This cover's really thick, and then I'm running a lock washer on there. So then the black and gold, all the black and gold that's on this stuff, you know, all these bolts are gold, these are gold, those are gold, those are gold. So change those bolts out, boom. So the narrow on here, I went 2 inches. Again, this was a bolt-in axle rear end. So there's the bolt-in axle right there, only 28 spline. Those are the ends. There's how the bearing is, but it's a bolt-in axle 10 bolt. They got bolt-in axle 12 bolts, which I think most 12 bolts are bolt-in. These cars would, you know, 12 bolt, 8.5, 8.2. There's an old Pontiac Buick rear end in there too throughout these cars. But anyways, I did, okay, how do I want to say that? That axle right there measures 29 3/4 is what that measures. The axles I got back were 27.5. So that's 2 1/4 narrow, but I only narrowed the rear end 2 inches. So there's about a 1/4 inch between the end of the axle and the center pin. But obviously it's a bolt-in, so it doesn't matter. All the splines are fully in, so it's a 1 inch, 1 inch quarter spline, whatever in there. Plenty of spline in there, not a problem. He wants it for street, doing burnouts and shit like that, donuts getting sideways, pulling out of places, boom. It's not going to the track, 28 spline, fine. With the 2 inch narrow, right now I'm running a 1/2 inch all-star spacer. So as you can see, before they cut the car because the car was hitting the tires. For one, it was real close with no narrow with this rim, which is a 5-inch lip rim. And then there was no anti-roll, and it had the bolt-in coilovers. So the ass end was able to do whatever it wanted, you know, lean real far, because that little B sway bar, like I said, it's over there on the ground. That wasn't controlling nothing. So it was allowing the ass end to lean, which was driving the tires into there, into the front of the quarter. Right here, hitting the other side, boom. I positioned the rear end good. I got the anti-roll on there, undermount anti-roll, which A-bodies, because you have no room up there. This car, when it goes down on the ground, is gonna go 2 inches easy. Anytime you put a weld-in set of coilovers in and you set it at just a little bit of tension on the spring, when you set the car down, it's gonna go 2 inches. So top of tire is basically right with lip, if we were looking at it from eye level. So it's gonna go 2 inches in, so the rim lip, boom. I did not have a picture of the car. No, I do have a picture of the car before. It's not my personal picture, it's a picture I locked in the phone. But the ass end's gonna be down. So what I'm saying about the narrow is that he can go and get the 7-inch front lip and then the smaller back lip, so the barrels. He can change those and have a 7-inch lip right on this car. No problem. Take the 1/2 inch spacer off, which is the All-Star, the good spacers that fit right on the studs. So there's no play. They don't sit offset or nothing. But he's gonna be able to go to a 7-inch lip. Some people are like, no, I'm never gonna do that. And then later on, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Then it's gonna cost more later on to get the rear end re-narrowed and all this and all that. So I like to set things up to where later on, somebody can upgrade, change it. If he was to sell the car, he can sell it to somebody else, and somebody else could put the 7-inch lip on it. Boom. But yeah, so there it is. I'm the only one that's been doing this bend for this brace, which ties the lower super drop bucket, the lower control arm mount, the super drop box. It ties this to here, ties it to here. It just strengthens up this. Some people will say, oh no, it doesn't do nothing. Weld across here, weld across here. Yes, this is cast, and this is, you know, steel. it's a good weld setup on there. The buckets, when I weld them on the outside, I weld them on the top real thick, and I weld them on the inside real good. So like I said, with this one, I noticed the leaking that was on here, so I cleaned these out. I filled them with weld. They're not gonna leak. I welded the axle tubes in because it was showing little signs of leaking, so I welded that all the way around. Yeah, it's taking a little longer. Like I said, these were the buckets right here that weren't in the kit, and they were supposed to be in the kit, so then I had to wait, and it was the holidays and shit like that. So shit happens, you know, shit happens. You got some runs in the paint, boom. I had to grind these bushings to fit in between the UMI. It was tighter in between, the distance between the front to the back, so I had to grind the opposite side of this. But anyways, when I pressed this in, it started to rip the outside edge because it was cutting into here. But it's just the rubber part here, which is not a big deal. But this side over here, I know we don't have a light on it, but this one went right in. I took just a hammer. I think I used my little blue one, wherever it's at. But I just tapped it and tapped it and tapped it and tapped it to get it out, which I brought the rear end down on the ground. And then I tapped those in with the hammer, and I put I used a scuff pad. So I took the scuff pad and I scuffed the outside of the bushing, the metal casing. I scuffed it, got the zinc coating off of there. Now I put some anti-seize on there, the goldish, brownish colored one, and then I tapped it, which you can see there's a little bit right here. But tapped it and tapped it and tapped it and got it to go all the way in. Boom. So yeah, about to get the front brake lines on because we put this big brake kit on here. About to get the front brake lines on, which they're right here. None of the Wheelwood kits come with this in the box, so you gotta buy this separately. But anyways, it gives you, first time the stickers are in the way. So you get the lines, you get the adapters and the fittings. That works so fast. One-handed. Oh, I did it. So these are the adapters for the caliper. These screw into the caliper and they'll allow the braided line to go to that. This adapter right here is what goes from your hard line to the braided line. So this whole setup is going to go on, and then I got to bleed the fronts, bleed the backs. I got all new 1/2 inch open lug nuts because this car is a big cap wheel car, so it doesn't need no other lug nut. These are strong enough, but they're 1/2 inch 20 because the Wheelwood brakes come 1/2 inch 20 studs, all that. All this shit's Loctited in. I love these set screws. I love the way this new front style is, one-piece rotor for the front. So yeah, that's where we're at on the Skylark. It's about to be done. And then I will be jumping right on the box Chevy and getting the tubs in it, cleaning the belly, cleaning the hole underneath of it, getting the gas tank out of there, cleaning it underneath, and painting it, just spray painting it. Get the tubs in there, get everything sealed up, and then we're waiting on the body bushing kit for the frame and for the body, obviously, and some bolts. The gearbox, we're going with that new gearbox that everybody's been using, the Borgeson or some shit it's called. Sammy's uses it all the time, and they get it from Winter Circle, and I already got one from Winter Circle that I did on a box Chevy a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna get that for the box Chevy frame and be on that. But yeah, I know, like I said, it's taking a little longer than it should have. Still trying to get to one car at a time. The Cutlass, I got this stuff cleaned up and plated, but I got the plates just in the area. This was a little too far out back here on this side. And out there. So anyways, I picked up a Cutlass that's wrecked, and the whole back of the car, this section that's missing, I was gonna have to build a separate frame in there, separate frame back there, separate frame back there, to make the body and the chassis be not one, you know, you got the body bushings and all that shit. So anyways, I'm gonna take that one and I'm gonna cut, the car's gutted already. So it's wrecked, I'll show you guys that. But I'm gonna put the floor all back in here out of that car. And then it's got mini tubs in it already. One tub's dented from the box. The box either from the accident smashed into this corner, the kicker box, the speaker box, or maybe when they put it in the trunk, they fucking slammed it in there and bent it into there. So I don't know. But this car here, look what they did. They torched the braces for the hinges all the way. I mean, I think they torched or plasma cutted all this out. But it's just, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to cut those straight and then put some metal down to the tub. So I'm gonna have to cut these before I get anything in here. But what I'm saying is with that floor setup, I should be able to save the tubs. Our mini tubs was already done. I should be able to save it to go, that whole floor section to go right in here, depending on how I cut it out. This sucks right here, but I'm gonna cut the pieces off the other car because they're good right here. I think there's a little cut to them, but I'm gonna cut it off that car and put them in this car for this guy, because when he takes it to his body guy, then his body guy can think about if he's gonna use those or make whatever or whatever. But the back's gonna need to be opened up a little more. He does have a 305 tire right there, 305, 30, 26. The rim is a by 11, so it's 12 overall. So yeah, that's a plus for this. Sometimes things happen for a reason. But the main focus right now is this out the door. Sorry, y'all. Bankroll 10, bet it up. That's what I got for you. Skylark, box Chevy, and some Cutlass business. I'm out. Peace. Appreciate y'all. I was rudely cut off, but it's all good. It'll blend together. But like I was saying, this back chrome on the car is jacked up. It's bent to shit. It's dented. New chrome's going on it. The car's getting fixed. Car's getting bodywork. Car's getting painted. All good. But yeah, that's a 26 Rucci basic lip. There's no narrow to the car. It could be narrowed. It's already set up. Mini tubs, notch. Yeah. You guys seen it before. Now you're seeing it now. It's dirty. I had it too long. But it's all good. And as you can see, that chrome and everything looks better. That chrome's not perfect, but better than the other side. The other side's throwing the look off because it's jacked up. So as I was just looking at right now, trying to see if there's any rub on the tire. And there's absolutely no rub on the tire. Got them Viking coilovers. Got them Trick chassis control arms, Trick chassis anti-roll bar, QA1 front control arms, front frame notch, full turn. As you can see, it's got full turn. Somebody's probably gonna be like, oh, take the front end down some. The front might need to go down some, but you know what? I think it's fine just the way it is. They probably took a little bit weight off the front with the ass being that low. But you can see the wheel is straight up and down. The rear end housing on this one, I think the axle tubes are bent a little bit. So got the back wheels angled in just a little, but it's all good. All good. Bankroll 10, bedded up Kustoms, a little bedded up. Driving, test driving. That chrome does look like shit back there. But yeah, look at that. We got the two LS's. 24s on that one, 26s on this one. That one, like I said, that's Becky. Becky is going a lot lower than what it is. That car's got no frame notch, nothing. Got some knuckles. That shit's coming out. But yeah, sir, look at that. We got 4 G bodies in the parking lot. Oh. All right, well, this thing, if somebody was to buy it, narrow it, put a fat lip on it, keep these wheels and just put a different lip, different inner, different outer. All right, y'all, that's basically it. slide up underneath this thing real fast. All cleaned up, painted. That looks alright. Coilovers. The 2 frame rails that I made. Alright, that's it. Bankroll 10 Battered Up Customs. I'll blend this video with another video. You'll see it. It's the only thing I know how to do. Use that iMovie Maker and blend a video into a video. But yes, 26s. Rucci. LSMC. All right, y'all. Peace out. Appreciate it.